What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 2, Lost Signal podcast. And man, it is hot outside.
Summer's here.
Summer is definitely here, and
terrible.
I don't like it at all. Was out at the lake this morning fishing, and about died.
Yeah.
About died a couple days ago too.
Yeah, it's just
so
too hot.
Not only just the temperature, but kind of like we were talking about. You know, pre-show is the humidity has a big thing to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I think right now, temperature wise, I think it's like 98 degrees, if I'm not mistaken. And the feels like, and the heat index, dude,
over 100.
it's over 100. And I think it was like 105, 106 or somewhere in there, low 100s, which is high. I don't like that for here. And the humidity has everything in the world to do with that, and I don't like it. Because we were talking about like out west.
Yeah.
Right. Whenever you was there a couple of years ago, kind of like what you were talking about before we started recording. Kind of walk the audience through that. Like, what was that like?
Yeah, it never got over. We went to Deadwood, South Dakota, and it never got over 75 degrees this time of year.
Right.
And there was no humidity. And like, we left mid-June when we left to go out there, and it was hot here. And once we got into Southern Illinois, we didn't need to run the air conditioner anymore in the vehicle. We just rolled the windows down and
Roll them down and just enjoy the natural air.
Yeah, it wasn't hot any time.
And you said it was comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It wasn't like, I guess we'll use the outside air. It was fine.
It was nice the whole time. Yeah, it never got over 75. There was always a breeze blowing. It was really, really nice.
Yeah. And where was that at? What state? You said that
South
was
Dakota.
South Dakota. I know whenever I was out in Texas, of course, it's similar in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how at the banks will have the temperature?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was broken because it was around this time of year, around in July. Maybe it was August. I don't remember exactly when we were out there. It was the Big Bend National Park out there. And it was like 115, 117 is when it said. And I think I actually might have talked about this last episode, but it's okay. Say it again. But I thought the thermometer was broken on the bank sign, and it wasn't, because another one said the same thing. And I was like, well, the chances of two being broken at the same time is probably unlikely.
Yeah.
If it was, in our area, I'd probably believe it, but down there, they seem to have their stuff together.
Yeah.
But it felt like about 75, what I thought it would be. But it was the humidity makes a big, big difference, because it was a couple weeks ago here, the humidity basically fell out and there was no humidity.
Mm-hmm.
Felt great.
It was nice.
It was very nice. And now,
Then this mess came in.
yeah, this mess came in, and it was not good. And now it's just very unbearably hot. Temperature wise is up there, but the feels like, and with the humidity, guys, stay hydrated.
It's over 100.
It's over 100, and it's just very, very miserable. But I've gotten myself into some fun here lately.
What are you doing?
Well, I've gotten the opportunity to play mechanic, because that's not my daily job.
Nope.
And I'm glad, because that's not my skill set. I found out.
YouTube.
It is, and I'm
Just use
glad.
YouTube.
I am, and I'm glad YouTube exists, because if it didn't, I would not know what to do.
Yeah.
At all, even close. I'm still scratching my head some between YouTube and AI, chat and different things. I'm glad that you can basically FaceTime chat now. Mm-hmm. It's great. Of course, I say now, it's not new, but it's a very useful feature, because you turn on your camera and it's like, okay, what am I looking at? Well, it looks like you're looking at this piston or this bolt, or I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Sure. Sounds good. Sure. And so it's been 3 different engines that I've been working on, and they've all kind of just landed in my lap, not literally, because that would hurt, but it was all around the same time.
Yeah.
And so, are you familiar with an oil pressure sensor switch?
I've heard of one.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with it,
I actually
no.
meant to bring it in the studio, but it's actually roasting in the car right now.
There you
But what it is it's a little tiny. It looks like about the size of a spark plug, right? Very very small. One side screws into the engine, and the other side has a computer connector on it.
Right.
Just a 2-pin, I believe it's 2-pin, 1-pin, 2-pin connector. And
What does this go on?
this is on. This is for the Explorer,
Okay.
right? For the car, and I guess every vehicle has them.
Yeah.
Because basically what it does is it tells the computer if the oil level is low when it works.
Right.
When it doesn't work, guess what it does?
It doesn't tell you anything.
It spews oil. It becomes the fault.
Oh,
When
okay.
it fails, it spews all your oil out because it's once it goes past that point, your engine should not be on.
Huh.
And so it's got a little seal right in the middle of the bolt, basically, and it'll fail. It's a little plastic, metalish, some sort of composite seal. I don't know what it's made of. Something that can fail, apparently.
Right.
And I found that out kind of the hardish way. Not too hard because, I mean, the engine's fine. But I found out because I was going to thankfully do an oil change pretty much anyway. So good timing, I guess. But it failed and oil just went everywhere and all underneath the whole undercarriage of the car. So, obviously, which is the exhaust, and that's hot and you smell oil. So it's like something's not right.
Yeah.
And so then I checked the dipstick that was completely dry, and then you open it up and it's like smoking almost out of the engine because it's really hot. And I was like, well, it shouldn't be doing that if there's oil. And then whenever I went to go drain the oil, and I put some oil in just a little bit to see, and you can see it drip. It was not like a stream, but it was a pretty consistent drip.
Right.
And of course, over the few days, couple weeks, of whatever it took for me to realize this, it drained itself very low. Of course, the oil pan is a little bit lower than where that sensor's placed.
Yeah.
But really, that engine shouldn't be operating if the oil goes below that part.
Right.
So that in turn, that's what it was. And man, I had to change the sensor first before obviously adding oil because the oil was right on the other side of where that screws into, kind of like an oil bolt where you drain it at, but it's up a little bit higher. And it was perfectly in the middle of the engine placement.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in the middle of the engine, but like if you're reaching up underneath and if you're reaching down from the top of the engine, they're both in a blind spot where you can barely reach and you're having to be like this, to get to it.
Yeah.
And not a lot of space. And you're basically having to look at schematics for it to see how the layout is, and you feel it, right? You feel the threaded where it goes. And then you're basically blindly putting the bolt back in.
Right.
Because you can't see and put it in at the same time.
Yeah.
It's one or the other. Because your hand's in the way. It's such a small area. And they also said, be very careful because it will cross thread very easily.
Oh, of course.
And do not over tighten because it'll break. It's like fantastic. And so I put a little bit of, probably shouldn't have done this, but a little bit of Loctite on the threads. So that might be fun to get out. Roast me in the comments. I don't care. Probably not a great idea.
Okay.
But I was like, I don't want to do this again. But I got I think it was a 1-year or 3-year warranty on that part. The part was only like $20.
Yeah.
Of course, it wasn't an OEM, where it was like 4 times the price.
Yeah.
Just for, say it's OEM. Same thing. But it was like $20, and the warranty, they're like, when it fails again, because it's not if, but it's when. I'm like, oh, fantastic. I can't wait. And so hopefully it'll last as long as it took this time. I'm assuming that was the OEM one that I took off. I don't know. I didn't care enough to look. And then, so there was that. Got that finally put back in. I thought it would take maybe 2 hours. 9 hours later and midnight, I had it back in.
Yeah.
And changed my oil, or not change, but put oil in it.
Right.
There wasn't really any to change. Thank you guys for tuning in today. If you would like and subscribe, and then share this everywhere and with everyone you know. Catch you guys again soon. Thank you.